into game number one. The plane is in the air. The players are already jumping out, and look at that. We got a plane going right over Military Island. So, yeah, there you go. It is a distinct possibility, and if history is any indication, we might be looking at a game one milli circle. We'll see.
Potentially, yes. I mean, other than that, the benefits to take away from this is there's a lot of the area, a lot of the map that is achievable for most teams here. So, not expecting too much madness. I don't know if Elusive are dropping a bit far over to the eastern side, actually, but looking like they were getting a bit close to the mill to drop there, Poro.
Yeah, we got. Looks like they might be just dropping for vehicle. They're all inside vehicles. They got a free. I mean, they got free farm, but right above them, Zenith and Liberate look like they might be going for a shot around shelter there. So not as many vehicles there. Wouldn't be surprised if we see somebody getting run over here very shortly. And there you go. All right, no military.
Well, okay, so we're out of the troublesome first circle pop. That's a good start, I guess. But, I mean, I guess this is we're starting off with a tempo circle. We still call them tempo circles, sure.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I mean, these things were tempo circles for a full year of professional play in North America. I mean, that's not going to change overnight, is it?
No. I think that's the NA legacy. They've earned it. They've earned it.
Take a look at Sonics, leading up in Pachinki just north of them. They do have Tactical 8, doing a wide split around Mini Pachinki all the way up to Watertown. They also have Fabled up in Rozhok and Wildcard down in the school apps area. You can see Liberate did manage to find the res onto a player over by Shelter. I'm sure Zenith probably going to be... Yeah, Zenith probably going to be going back there and kicking themselves a little bit. They were all dropping on the same area trying to go for a vehicle. Probably didn't realize that the guy that went down was probably just wide out in the open right next to him. You hate to see it, but anyway, Liberate looting up in Shelter as one does.
Yeah, and again, we've got a lot of teams that need to transition into this one, Poro, so it's going to be interesting to see. I mean, main area of congestion is going to be down on the south coast around Normandy, but we have three teams. Obviously, Tactical 8 just dropping slightly north of Sonics in Pachinki. They're taking Mini Pachinki. Looks like Watertown and Grizzly over in Ruins. That could be an interesting area because obviously Highway is usually, it's called Highway for a reason, right? There's a lot of traffic going through there. So we could potentially see a little trap set up by Sonics if they can identify that actually, they're in a good spot to pick up some early kills. But, historically, around about this time, to be honest, within the next 30 seconds, we expect to see them moving out. So we'll have to wait and see what they decide with this one.
It is going to be an interesting area right there with so many teams making it in from that northeastern edge. We'll have to see if maybe Fabled or Wildcard decide to maybe do a wrap to the north side. But should they do that, they might have to deal with any trolls in the chat who are finishing looting up in North George, and Shoot to Kill, who we just saw eyes on a little bit ago. They're all alone in South George, already making their way. Exodus, you see, has a long rotation ahead of them, as they typically find themselves having, given that they loot over here on Military Island. They also have company just off to the east in Novo, where Radiance looks like they might be wrapping up here shortly as well.
Yeah, we can. Exodus got a long way to go, but it's looking like Comets and Elusive are going to get away from the bridge, so it should leave them a clear passage across onto the main island. Obviously, Exodus haven't really talked about. Obviously, Microfire stepping into that roster, so hopefully going to be a breath of fresh air this weekend, Poro. I know for me it was a bit of a disappointing last few weeks for Exodus, and I say disappointment just because I know kind of what that roster is capable of.
Absolutely. We see Sonics making their way through, but they have run into part of the Houston Hardships, who were dropped here to loot, as you would expect. They also have Maluk as the team captain, so when you say a tempo circle, that is 1/4 of tempo right there, and probably the biggest voice.
The brains behind the operation.
Brains behind the operation, indeed. And so they have already posted themselves up in a nice little spot. See Comets making their way in to Quarry. Interesting little spot to play around here. It's kind of towards the more to the southern part of this circle, I guess south of center, really. But but making the call to go to quarry this early used to be a little bit more. You wouldn't see it as much, but now with Erangel 2.0, with all the escape routes and everything around quarry, I think that's changed things up a lot, hasn't it?
Definitely, and again, it's much more of a viable spot to play. It's not like it used to be just an open side of the hill on either side. Now with the bunkers added, all of those sandbag areas, the warehouses, it's way more viable now to kind of do a little split across the quarry, and it's much harder to crash now. Honestly, it used to be one of those areas that we'd see. You know, if Circle 3 pops, quarry's dead center, you'd get 7 teams just diving it.
It looks like Fabled has regrouped around the ruins and the hills just off to the east. See Tanaka taking a few exploratory shots against the Tactical 8 gang over in the yellows, which will always be the yellows no matter what color they are.
Yeah, absolutely. They forever yellow. Forever yellow.
Forever yellow. As here is the other duo, the other half of the 2-2 split from Hard Shifts. Now, shoot to kill. This is a circle that they're familiar with playing. I mean, we've seen it several times, and they usually come in from that South Georgia area. Now you can't really see on. I mean, you can kind of see it on your mini map. They're very, very wide split here, and they have a really. You know damn well that they know that Hard Shifts is here.
Yeah,
and they're kind of doing a little scout. I mean, maybe Alo is just looking for a cheap, cheeky early down, but not going to find it. Not going to find it just yet. Meanwhile, we see 303 making their way in. Got to be reminded that Exodus has already made their way across the bridge from Military Island. They are in Primorsk now. Radiance, meanwhile, kind of camping.
Looking at the bridge.
Yeah, they're doing a little bit of a bridge campy here. I'm not sure if
I
maybe
mean, Zenith might come their way.
Yeah, I think this might be a hard read because Zenith does this a lot. I mean, a lot. Almost every time that this thing goes west. So this might be a hard read coming in from Radiance. We'll have to keep an eye on what goes on there. Meanwhile, you can see Alo still interested in what's going on with the Hard Shifts compound. Oath, meanwhile, have made their way in. They're chasing, being chased rather by the blue. Coming in a little bit behind. They're still ahead of it. Elusive.
I mean, it was interesting there. Oath and Zenith actually kind of ran into each other around shelter. So I'm guessing they just kind of spotted each other out and they decided to go different ways. You can see now on the map, obviously not up on screen right now, but they have split their separate ways. So they're both probably going to get into the circle uncontested, looking at it. We do have Elusive over here set up on the lodge over on West Coast. We've got a lot of...
Zenith didn't fall for the bait.
No, they didn't.
They did not.
Again, they got to be careful because obviously 303 setting up in the field just inside the circle north of Ferry Pier could be problematic for them if they're coming in low HP.
Well, it's also, I mean, when you look at 303, how they're split, they're very, very wide split.
Very wide. Yeah.
So this, I mean, Honey Badger's on the hillside just above the compound. And okay, that's waiting to see where our shift. We have a map stream that's a little bit ahead, but there you go. We are going hard towards the southwest, and this is about to get real interesting because you can see just how many teams have to make their way in, and there is not a lot of good real estate to be had around here.
There is not at all. Again, this is one of the scenarios we see. I'm fully expecting a couple of teams to dive quarry here because it's a viable spot. Well, because it is so much more of a viable spot now, Poro. I can see SDK and Elusive actually getting into it in rotation there. Maybe just an attempted drive-by, but Luke going to get away with that one initially. Actually, SDK are grouping up to, I mean, not necessarily chasing, but they're definitely following the pathing here of Elusive. So maybe the information's come from Luke that there was only one person in the vehicle next to him and they're going to try and counter crash here. On civil arresting Luke.
Yep, no. We are not going to do that, Civ. No, we are not chasing. Luke says this compound looks just fine. We're going to go ahead and take this. And Luke will take a nice hilltop location over by the lighthouse. Probably be able to scout down over there onto where Elusive was. Meanwhile, we see a couple of shots being traded back and forth, but nothing really substantial just yet. Comets are taking a few shots over at Liberate. As you can see, Victor just kind of seeing if we can maybe land a couple of things here. Nothing Nothing finding its home just yet. Radiance, meanwhile, has made their way onto the main island. They are just now bisecting Oath in their rotation path outside of Circle. But again, just ships passing in the night. Nobody really taking any high-risk... no high-risk plays here in game number 1, which is something that we've kind of grown accustomed to seeing.
Yeah, and again, obviously, with the lobby reset, so to say, in terms of points, obviously everybody coming in from the previous stage, got to come in this with a fresh mind, so to say. Starting from scratch again. So you're absolutely right. Not going to see any YOLO plays as we do towards the end of series. Everybody going to kind of be feeling each other out. Again, 11 minutes in now, and nobody's even died in rotation yet, Poro. So everybody kind of being very cautious about the way they move around the map. Don't want to give anything away too early and damage the chances in game 1.
Well, just real quick before things start popping up, just a quick reminder that for a free PCS1 Pick'em Challenge voting coupon, you can redeem the provided code in the Esports tab in-game. The codes are limited, so act fast. You can only redeem 1 free voting coupon per PUBG account. You will also be getting codes between games here during Week 1. And reminder that the Pick'em Challenge voting ends on Thursday, July 2nd at 2 a.m. Pacific time. All votes must be submitted before them. Got it. You like that? That was some quick legalese there.
You almost went back into your promo video voice there. It's actually really, really refreshing.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I do not know
the video that
was.
Went.
That was not me.
Okay.
Clearly not me.
I wish I could have got him on
tonight. I wear a hat. All right. That guy,
is fair.
No hat. 0 hat.
It's the first time I've seen your hair since 2017.
That's fair. Okay, so we got Shoot to Kill has now turned their 2-2 into a wider 2-2, sending Alo and Purdy just off to the east to see what they can find. Let's see. New circle pops.
Okay.
You know...
Who was talking about the Game 1 curse?
64 up, too.
I distinctly remember somebody talking about the Game 1 curse.
Wow.
And I'm fairly sure it wasn't me, but we might have to take a look back at the VOD.
That face when the circle is over 50% unplayable. Goodness me.
Well, we're going to have a good game 1. It's going to be exciting.
Preemptive apologies if we miss any fights, because we're about to see everybody run right on top of each other. Sonics have made their way into the north side of Primorsk. We have not lost a single player yet, but that could be ending here soon as one of the Sonics has made their way right on top of Zenith. I'm not sure which one that is. That's Win. And he gets absolutely roasted, just a little bit too far away from the rest of the team doing his scouting. And you are about to see this kill feed light up, boys and girls.
Yep.
Radiance, there we go. Lost Batty Lull right off the bat. Radiance will then turn it back onto Fabled. You can see Zenith still holding down this spot. You've got Liberate moving in from the south as well. Here's Radiance back to that fight with Liberate. This is going on in the very northern part of the circle, outside of the safe zone for right now. It looks like, oh no, Radiance is done. Waldo is just going to have to bail on this, but they've got hard shifts right behind him. Can Waldo make this gauntlet? He's got to make it through all of the hard shifts. Oh, the car's already on fire. He's got to get out. He gets out in time. Can he trade it back? But the car runs away, but he trades it. Good shooting from Waldo, but he can't win again as Maluk clutches it out, saving Lobes' life. But now Fabled is turning on and coming down south, so they need to get this res up here pretty quickly.
I mean, Fabled are going to have the information on this as well. They're obviously fighting the other half of Radiance, so it looks like actually they're going to be coming down I think they're coming down the road towards Chubba, but jump on board with Tactical 8 here, just inside the circle. You can see in the kill feed, actually Chubba did get the opening knock onto Greg. So hopefully Fabled don't get held up too badly on that road. You can see here jumping back on, Fabled trying to swing back onto Chubba. Chubba actually managed to escape into the swamp. Fabled trying to stick to res right now.
Oh, and that's actually, that must have been a huge down, because this is going to allow all of hard shifts to get out of this.
It is.
Maluk and +1 have managed to get in the vehicle. Chubba holding down the line, making sure that they're not getting pushed. J-Sank already has a foothold inside the circle. Meanwhile, STK find themselves getting pushed on by Illusion from the north side, but they've also got Elusive to the south in the compound. So this is STK now pressed on both sides. You can see Oath
Oh.
getting involved in a fight. This is outside of circle on the eastern edge. Oath is going to run into Tactical 8, and Tactical 8 just gets roasted. I think they still have one player up. Yes, they do have Beams, who has made it inside the circle, so no team has gone down yet. But it is so close. Actually, we did lose one. I'm not sure who we lost.
We lost Radiance.
Radiance, that's who we lost. Okay. So you can see fights going on all over the place. Illusion, still on top of SDK. Purdy Curdy is down. Alo is spotted out. Luke 12 holding anchor. I don't think they know where he is just yet, but Luke has to do something here soon to protect his teammate.
Yeah, I'm not sure really what he can do here. We do see Hardships actually pick any trolls in chat apart elsewhere, but right now on board with Alo and Luke of SDK. Illusion looking like they're still being cautious about this. You can see some utility coming down. I'm surprised, actually. Actually, Free Me Please might get a nice uphill angle. You can see he's going for a flank round to Alo smoke. Whether or not he can spot Luke out. Luke's got somebody there. Ranger is going to find him with the M4. And now Alo going to try and swing out and make a move on Free Me Please if he can get this down. And
good nade.
Nade is going to come out, and that's going to clean SDK up in 14th place, Paro.
That is not how they wanted to start the day. SDK, a team that's used to coming out swinging punches early. And they go out very early this time. Liberate, meanwhile, making their way through Primorsk. They have to make their way through Zenith up on the hill to the south, and Sonics, who are occupying the buildings just off to the north. Fortunately for them, it looks like Sonics and Zenith are more interested in shooting at each other. Comets, meanwhile, making their way in on the eastern side of the circle, but they're getting pinched. Once again, Oath coming in from behind. 303 holding the line for right now, but Comets putting a valiant effort forth here. 3 kills, only 2 of them remaining alive still. 303 in a great spot to gatekeep right now. Their backs are completely free. They can afford to just sit here and stare off into the east until they clean this up.
Yeah, and Oath actually backs against the blue right now. If they can deal with Comets or 303 put some more damage onto Comets, they are down to 2. Might actually give Oath an opening. Actually, Sub-Zero is going to come around here, try and focus Oath.
Oh, this is good from Comets. They got to try to see if they can get the opening down. No, they
nice
trade. D-Treats has to come with something. He's got it. No. Oath is quick on the trigger, and they'll be able to get this res off onto Balefrost quickly. But 303, they know what's going on in the kill feed.
Oh, no.
Here comes the push. The Molotov and the grenade a little bit misplaced as 303 maybe lost track of where Oath ended up. And they're just using all their utility right now, but none of it finding a home. As looks like the res has yet to be stuck here. Wolf, I think, going for Balefrost here, and they're just leaving it down to Snakers to protect them from this wide push here. 303's got a good rap going on.
Yeah, Landoon's actually going to find Wolf to open this up. Snakers now with a downhill angle. Should find Voxic. He's not going to do it. Voxic's actually going to shut Snakers down. Balefrost gets D-Rich on the top side, and there you go. Landoon will finish out Balefrost. That's Oath going out in 10th place. Fantastic work from 303.
Very well played by 303, but they do lose D-Rich, unfortunately, so they are down to just 2. You can see in the kill feed there on your leaderboard there. Nope, never mind. Don't look at the leaderboard just yet. We're not going to pay attention to that. We'll go back to that later. Usually, you have to get one game under your belt before the leaderboard actually resets itself on the API. But 303 sitting on, I believe. Let me check real quick. 3 kills for themselves so far, and they're going to stay alive for a little bit longer. Sonics, meanwhile, you see the circle has pushed away now from Primorsk. Mime is down. I believe that's Mime down. Yep, Profi and Shrimzy still up. Profi is the closest. Shrimzy still bringing things up from the rear. Liberate, meanwhile, not sure how many are left on that squad. I believe it's still 3 up as Zenith has been just dominating things from the high ground on the south side.
They have, yeah, and you see Mime about halfway bleeded out now. Shrimzy's going to try and make a move out towards the tree cover. If they can get onto this hill, they might be able to put some kind of defense up against Liberate, but Shrimzy lagging behind a little bit right now, and you can see he's under a lot of pressure. I'm not sure if Profi and Mime are able to help him at all, but you can see actually Liberate taking their sweet time to get actually up and pressure Sonics here, Poro. I'm not sure what the decision making is here, but they haven't got a lot of utility down. It's pretty much an open run. Nobody from Sonics, luckily, putting any damage down. That nade's not going to find anything from Shrimzy, but this looks rough here for Liberate, Poro.
Yeah, maybe misreading the situation. Profi will find added. They'll get the flush as well, so it's down to a 3v3. But Profi goes down to kickstart as Zenith is gatekeeping from third-party range. Shrimzy will find one.
Great shot.
Can Shrimzy come up over the top again?
No,
Yes,
he's
he
gonna
can. What a great reposition coming out from Shrimzy, but Lush will come out and flush him out as well. I believe Profi is going for the res on Mime right now, but Shrimzy doing everything he can for his squad to keep them in this game.
That was insane play from Shrimzy there. Again, I mean, if Profi and Mime didn't come under pressure, maybe they could have mounted together and done something there. But, I mean, the push from Liberate getting absolutely stopped in its track by a fantastic two-piece by Shrimzy.
And Dune, you can see picks off Ice Tech. Lush still waiting for that last push here. Doesn't even go for the res. And, yep, okay, there you go. Mime's going to come up over the top. He'll find Lush, and that's Sonics winning that fight, but they still have to make their way inside circle.
Mime.
Oh, Leda will find him from a mile away, and it's down to just Profi. Meanwhile, Exodus are trying to make their way in from the north side. They've got to deal with Illusion, who is feeling fresh coming off of their win against STK. But again, you can see just in the bottom corner of your minimap, Elusive have left their compound. They could be coming up over the top, and Illusion is looking really, really tasty right here. Wide open on the side.
Oh, indeed. Actually, Illusion, I'm not sure really what the plan is here. They didn't try and execute on the top of the hill, so you can see now they're going to try and put some utility down in the middle of the road. But again, it's just so open on this part of the map here. Elusive with great angles. 4-man of Exodus peeking down on top of them right now. Drastic going to open up pack caps as well. That's it for Illusion, surely. Surely they find the last hit. But no! Elusive spin around. Drasso and Pat will fall on the top of the hill. And actually Microfire gets picked off as well. Exodus go down! Oh my god.
Fabled Tanaka came out of nowhere and just third-partied this from, you can see it, he's all by himself. The rest of Fabled has made their way down. Tanaka was just hanging out to see if he could maybe pick something off here, and he ends up getting two as Exodus, oh no, between Elusive and Tanaka, they go down. Illusion, meanwhile, is able to get the reses. They're back to 4 strong as Elusive has just kind of given them a free pass.
That went from 100 to 0 real fast, Poro. I thought that was going to be an absolute farm for Exodus down on Illusion, but, I mean, crazy. Absolutely crazy.
Well, we see the new circle has popped. Of course, it's going to go pretty much the only place it can go. Zenith is working the coastline. They still have 4 up. Their attention is now paid to Elusive, who's making their way up the coastline, but they're getting picked at as well from the watchful eyes of Wildcard, who have found a nice little center spot position, but you can see they're very clumped on top of each other. Keenan will get the down and the flush on the T-Sock, though, as Elusive is now under a lot of pressure, and now all of Zenith can afford to come over the top and just peak this with 0 repercussions.
Not looking good right now. J. Day has found the little prone spot. You can see Fizzle back in another smoke. Zenith now just desperately trying to pick up as many kill points as they can on the southwest side. Again, once they clear up Elusive here, they're going to have a really, really good spot on the top of this hill, Poro. That's going to give them a great way to fight in. And actually, the road becomes a valley, so they can literally cover their teammates running across to basically the other side of the road.
Here we go. The smokes have gone away, and so has the life of Fizzle. J all day now, the last one. And you can see he is just praying that that smoke bugs out and lasts forever. But unfortunately, that will not be the case here, as he has the entirety of Zenith running around him on him. Ooh, we'll take a few shots here. Mystery, maybe. Oh, actually, Roth gets down and flushed. How did Icy Flex get an angle on that?
That's sloppy. That's sloppy. They just need to play LOS from the other side here. Bide their time until they can fight across onto the other side. But that's, I don't know. Giving up a kill there could be huge for the late game here when they come to cross the road later on. Later going to find Top Dog, though. That's clean.
Filthy stuff coming out of Leda, and maybe now that might open up a little bit of a window for them to turn their attention back to Jay all day. You can see the circle has pushed. Jay will have to move here eventually, but on the north side, you've got Fabled, Wildcard, and Illusion all trading back and forth. Leda will kickstart. Will make sure that Leda's down will get flushed out. Zenith, we've given them the south side. Might as well give them a crate as well. They are going to pick up an MK14 and, more importantly, the level 3 armor that goes along with it. Meanwhile, here comes the push from Illusion and Fabled all onto Wildcard here. Good grenade. Is not going to find anything just yet as Wildcard just prays and plays around the outside of this shack. Fabled did not really committing overly to this.
Yeah,
Molly,
I mean,
Flex.
the problem here is Wildcard being the first team to come to the shack. Everybody else fights on the outside, and slowly everybody gets pushed closer and closer to the shack. And now they're in a position where they have no information on the outside. Actually going to get one down. Late is going to find Sharp Shot at distance. Keenan down to 45 HP. Can't help out Keenan just yet. And actually Jazz is stuck inside the shack, and he's not going for the res right now. That's going to catch Sharp Shot. He's on fire. Oh, no.
That is huge. That's going to be another kill point going over to Fabled as well. As the tick damage, I think, will give that kill credit over to Tanaka. As
it won't. Actually, he's going to get res here.
He's going to get res. Yeah, never mind. Kickstart.
Okay.
Going to be sending it over. I misspoke there. I apologize.
I think actually Tanaka's used all of his utility now, so now he's in a position where he just has to hold this angle.
Well, this is the weird thing for me. Look at Tanaka. He's holding the angle on Wildcard, but Supernova and Hella, I don't know what they're doing. They haven't shot a gun in the last 5 minutes. They're just hanging out over here. I mean, they're not looking over at Zenith. They're not. Yeah. Maybe looking at Wildcard. Maybe. I was just
about to say. I'm worried about Wildcard's utility here to try and push onto Fabled, because they've had to smoke themselves off so many times to break sightlines from Zenith that I don't think. They're actually going to take the road side here. There you go. Supernova's going to find Keenan straight away.
Yep. Fabled. Supernova gets taken real low there. Nice little return shots there coming from Jazza and Sharp Shot. Jazza gonna hold off for as long as he can. Oh no, that's not gonna do it. Supernova will get the down. The blue will probably take care of the rest. Fabled gets zone favor here as they can now turn their attention towards Zenith. Haven't gotten the flushes on the Wildcard boys just yet, but they are basically alive as long as the smoke permits. As you can see, Zenith wrapping around, trying to see if they can get any angle here before they eventually have to move. If they can get an opening down here onto Fabled, that could be huge.
Yeah, I mean, Mystery found Sharp Shot through the smoke here, so I'm not sure if they're going to try and just clean up Wildcard. You got the nade's going to come out. That's a really good nade. It's going to go straight in, probably re-knock Sharp Shot, and going to do a lot of damage to Keenan as well. The second one. No.
Clean it up. Good stuff.
Really
10
good
kills.
Stuff.
Coming from Zenith now overall, and they can turn their full attention towards Fabled, but you can see the problem. They are outside of the circle. And Supernova actually pushing up here, getting a little bit of an anchor.
I'm not sure about this. This is huge for the other two guys on Fabled. They need to make sure Supernova doesn't go down here. Tanaka's actually going to find Mystery at distance. That could be the go signal for Supernova.
Oh, he's got the 249 as
He's
well.
got a 249.
He's got the bullet hose. He's ready to go. And they're just waiting to see if they can get it down. He got one. There's going to be another one as Leda is the last one up here for Zenith. Working around the smoke. He does manage to get the heal off and try to get a reposition here. And it looks like he may have broken LOS from Fabled, so they have kind of lost track of him. But there's only so many places he could be here. And okay, he's going to let Hella know exactly where he is. As the rest of Fabled now collapsing on top. This is a Fabled team that we have seen do well in the opening day in the charity showdown, and then they kind of fell off as the rest of the tournament continued. We'll have to see if they can maybe finish this off and then keep the run going. As Leda, is he just going to go down to the blue? Yeah, it looks like he is. Just deny the point at this point, which is the smart play. 10 kills for Fabled.